Hi everyone, welcome back to the Visual Builder Cloud Service online course. So in this lecture, we are going to look at how to show only selected row on a dialog box. In the previous lecture, we have seen the functionality like select all, deselect all of all the checkboxes by clicking a single checkbox. If you click on a checkbox on the header, then all the checkboxes will be selected in a row. If you deselect it, then all the checkboxes will be deselected. Now in this lecture, we are going to look at, let's suppose you select only 5 or 6 checkboxes and you wanted to get the data. You wanted to process the data of a selected rows only. Then how you will do this? So let me just share the VBCS same application which we have modified in the previous lecture. This is the learning VBCS application. I'm going to modify the same. So what I have done, I have populated more data here. And if you switch to the live mode here, you see if I deselect, all the checkbox will be selected or deselected based on this header checkbox. Now what I want, let's suppose I select only 3 checkboxes. Then I wanted to show these 3 data on a dialog box. So once you will have the selected data, you can do anything. You can delete the record, you can modify the record, the selected, whatever you want. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I am going to create a variable here from the endpoint, and the endpoint I will take the employee endpoint like the next, and here I will say ID, first name, last name, and then age, and then finish. And on the variables, I am going to create a ADP variable which will be named as selected ADP, and that will be of type array data provider, and then create. Now I will choose this as a get employee, not this one. So that will be like get employee this page, and I will select the ID as a key attribute. Now in this selected at ADP, I will maintain all the selected rows. That's the reason I have created this variable. Now go to the designer. Now what I'm going to do, on this checkbox set event, I wanted to add all the rows. I will show you how. Checkbox select, this is the event which we have created in the previous lecture. Now here I am going to use the assign variable. Let's suppose I select the header checkbox, then what will happen? This flow will be executed. So here I wanted to add all the rows because all the rows will be selected. So I will select all the row and will assign into the selected ADP. Selected ADP, and this is my employee ADP and then data. So what will happen when I will select the header checkbox, then all the data will be copied into the selected ADP, right? And before I do this, I wanted to make a call the reset variable. So this reset variable activity will reset the variable uh, uh, in the previous state selected ADP. So it will reset the variable. Okay, let's suppose I uncheck the header checkbox, then this flow will be executed. Then I wanted to remove all the data from here. So again, I will use the reset variable and will reset the employee, this selected ADP. Okay, right. Okay, go here. If you click on the live mode now, if you select it, deselect it, what will happen? The data will be assigned into the selected ADP. Okay, now this is also possible. Let's suppose I have selected this checkbox, then all the checkbox will be selected. Then I can deselect the checkbox. Now only 3 rows are selected. Now if I click on a show button, I will create a button here. If I click on a show, then only 3 rows should be displayed. If I deselect it, then the dialog box should be empty. If I select all, then only the selected rows should be displayed. Now what I'm going to do, I also need to create an event in this checkbox. Select this checkbox and then register an value event here. Now I am going to make a if condition here. If condition, and similarly I will check the checkbox is checked or not. For this, make a condition here and then item 0, and here make sure it is only 0, then and then checked. Okay. Now if it is checked, right, then what I will do is I will use fire data provider event. Then I will add the row here. So I will event target, I will use this selected ADP, and then I will add it, because I am just checking. If I will check, I wanted to push the rows into the selected ADP. So I will use add only. Add, and here what I'm going to do is employee ADP and then this data. Okay, and that will be my selected data. So current, copy here, and then control X and give it here. So what will happen? If I will select only single checkbox, then the current row will be added into the selected ADP. Okay. And now if I will deselect it, I will remove that particular row from the selected ADP. Again, I will use this fire data provider event. Okay, then again, I will select the same selected ADP. And now this time I will use the remove. And here similarly, employee ADP, data, and this will be like this. Copy this. Sorry, maybe I have done something wrong. So you need to put it this one. And then current. That will be like current dot index. Okay. Yeah, and then save. Let me see if I have done save here or not. Mapped. Okay. Maybe here also I have done this thing wrong. That will be current dot index. And then save it. Okay. Now go to the designer. Now what I will do, I will create a button here on the top of this page. I'll say here, and I will say show all records. Okay, click here. You can make call to action, event, new event, and then OJ action. So here, before I register an event, click on a code, and here what I'm going to do, I am going to put a dialog box here on here. Okay, on this div, I will drop a table component. Table component like this. Okay, and this table component will be associated with my selected ADP variable. And here I can show ID, first name, last name, and then age. Okay, I will remove this footer section from here. Make sense? Design, and now on this show all records, this thing, and now I will use this call component method and will use this OJ dialog and then will open it. Now just try to run this. Let me just change the default this thing checkboxes and then run it. Let's see what will happen now. Okay, now select all the checkboxes and click on the show all records. Here you see, okay, all the records are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just close it, just deselect it, and then show all records. Here you see no data to display. Now select all and then only remove these two. Okay, and then show all record. Now this time 1 2 3 4 record should be here. 1 2 3 4. You can select one more and then show all records. Here we go. Now you have the selected ADP variable. Now whatever you want, let's suppose you wanted to remove all these thing, right? Then you can remove, you can call rest endpoint and then you can iterate selected ADP and then you can remove one by one. Whatever you want, you can do it with the selected data. So that's all for this lecture. If you have any question, please keep me posted. I will be happy to assist you. Thanks. Bye-bye.